Xabi Alonso's going to leave and he's going to take over Real Madrid. That's it. Done. Nothing to discuss.
I think there's a lot of things to discuss, but there's no chance that he will go now in the winter break or in January. There is no chance to do that. But if we put ourselves in the Xabi Alonso shoes after winning the title with Leverkusen, should you leave a German club, Leverkusen, and go to Bayern? No, he said no. I won't do that. And I don't think that he had the job available for Carlo Ancelotti's chair in the summer, so he had to wait. But you just get a feeling now that for Xabi Alonso, after this season, there is a bit trouble now at Leverkusen, not winning, not like that we expected them to go on and do it two years in a row, 2 seasons in a row. But they're struggling a bit now, and you just get a feeling that Alonso feels that he will take the next step then. Who will then be, which clubs will be his candidates? Of course, Real Madrid. Could Manchester City be an outsider? But now that maybe Pep will extend his contract, maybe the only option then will be Real Madrid. And I guess Sid, he will fit the profile as you're talking about, what they're looking for in a long term. Xabi Alonso will be perfect for them.
It's a big step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the way it's going for Leverkusen, he has to get out. Because if he stays there another year and it gets worse, then that, I think, would absolutely change how presidents, boards, directors, whoever it is, would view him. So I absolutely think that at the end of this season, if it's available, he absolutely takes it.
Obviously, he took over by Leverkusen when they were flirting with relegation. This Real Madrid side are sitting second in La Liga, and who knows how the season's going to finish. It's a very different locker room you're walking into to that of Bayer Leverkusen. Has Xabi Alonso got what it takes to walk in there and to get the respect from these players straight away?
Well, to your point about him taking over when Bayer Leverkusen were flirting with relegation, the way that Real Madrid have played so far this season, and even though potentially if they win that game against Valencia, they're only 3 points behind Barcelona, for the Real Madrid fans, it feels like they're flirting with relegation. It feels like they haven't been exactly what they were expecting, and obviously under-delivering on the promises that Kylian Mbappe showing up would suggest that this team would be something entirely different. To the point of Xabi Alonso, I do think he has the presence and the credibility to step in to the position right away. And I do think that there is something to be said about Xabi Alonso having played for Real Madrid, knowing full well what the expectations are at Real Madrid, that he steps into the locker room and guys that may have been sitting back in their seats actually sit up and pay attention, because I think he does command that sort of respect. What he did at Bayer Leverkusen, I think, creates enough equity for him to walk into Real Madrid with the credibility not only as a player, but as a manager. But in the end, as we know, he's going to have to find the solution that Carlo Ancelotti hasn't found just yet. What do we do with Kylian Mbappe, and how do we resolve the structure and the balance of this team? That question has not been answered yet, and hopefully if you're a Real Madrid fan, it gets answered real quickly. It hasn't yet, and if it doesn't, Ancelotti will be out at some point, and eventually Xabi Alonso will be in, and he'll have to figure it out.
That's a yes, please, for any coach.
Yeah, right.
That's a yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I can't fix this, then you know what? I deserve not to keep the job. But you know what? I would rather a million years walk in and have to try and sort out a place that gets a guy called Kylian Mbappe playing. Yes, please.
Sid?
Yeah, well, Steve's hit the nail on the head. And also bear in mind that there's a difference between the situation now and the situation at the point in which Xabi Alonso comes in. And so if and when that happens, and I think the likelihood is that we do get a change in the summer, and there's no doubt that Xabi Alonso is a really key candidate from Real Madrid's point of view, and that Xabi Alonso, I think, has demonstrated throughout his career as a coach, and indeed as a player, actually, that he's able to choose the right moment and take the right decisions for the right reasons, and not just jump when things seem to be available, not just jump and think, oh, this will never come back. I've got to do this at the right time. And I think what the construction of Real Madrid's squad, I think will look different at the beginning of next season to the way that it does now. And I think there is time then to listen to the kind of demands that a player like Xabi Alonso, a coach like Xabi Alonso would make. And as Steve says, if you're saying to a coach, listen, do you fancy having this guy called Kylian Mbappe or not? The answer is always going to be yes, even if it does create a lack of balance in the team, even if you do think there's a slight difficulty in getting him and Rodrigo and Bellingham and Vinicius all to play on the same pitch. But someone like Xabi Alonso, I think, would believe that he could do that. And this is one of the reasons why I say that I don't think we're in an imminent position with Ancelotti, partly because Real Madrid's planning is much more, I was going to call it long-term, let's call it a much more mid-term than that. It's not about reacting now to a situation that's bad right at this minute.